Good evening, everybody. Tonight is Friday. I had to look at the date. Friday, January 2nd, 2026. I got to get used to saying that. That it always takes me a while every year when the new year rolls around, but welcome. I feel like I need to give one. You know how on a businesses they send out those emails every year thanking people for everything for the previous year and letting them know where we're going on this year. I feel like I need to do one of those. I've been so busy that I haven't, so maybe I'll just do it here. So let me just start with that. For all of you all who've been with the Quantum Wellness Portal, whether it's been in this dispensation of it, whether it was in the old dispensation where we started, where I was in practice and I utilized different resources and I kind of made that into the Quantum Wellness Portal specifically for my clients, and it grew into this. Thank you. We had a hell of a year last year when it came to growth and rising and so many different things that we did inside of the practice that we're just taking it to another level this year. So all of you who were here with me and with us and who helped to build this community up until this point, thank you. And we will be utilizing that growth and that momentum to go further into it for 2026. We have a lot of people that have joined our community over the last few days. Some of them have joined from referrals from other people who are in the community. Some of them word of mouth, they heard about it. There was a long waiting list of people who wanted to get in, and we opened the waiting list this morning for people who were waiting. We opened it at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And boy, when I tell you, when the doors opened, the people came flooding in. So we have a lot of new members in our membership here. We have a free version now, so I'm going to go over that tonight, the different versions, because it's a little confusing, I know, especially to those of you who've been around for a while and you don't understand what the differences are because the differences are brand new. And we're so this is being live streamed. If you're watching this later, none of this even matters. But as we sit here with our live stream, we're in a bunch of different places. We are broadcasting right inside of our new Quantum Wellness Portal. So there are people who are inside of the Quantum Wellness Portal watching, whether they're inside of the app, whether they are inside of the web version, watching from the Quantum Wellness Portal. We have people who are joining us in our virtual classroom over on Zoom. So those people are watching us over on Zoom. Now, for those of you who are brand new, let me explain the difference. And maybe even if you're not brand new, if you want to come on and ask a question, you want to be on Zoom because that way I can actually bring you into the conversation. I will try to monitor both chat rooms. It's just a little much to monitor both chat rooms. And sometimes the chat gets crazy. And on Zoom, I can isolate specific words so that it can help me to narrow down specifically when people are asking questions or when people are talking to one another. If you know that you don't need to come on here and talk to me, you're completely fine to watch it where you are, whether that be inside of our portal, whether that be in our Facebook, on the Facebook page, whether that be on YouTube, because we're broadcasting live on YouTube right now. So we're broadcasting in 4 different places: Zoom, Quantum Wellness Portal, Facebook, and YouTube. And the reason why we're doing all of this is so we can get to everybody where they are. In general, we won't be broadcasting everywhere. It was just a little important for me to get this information out. All right. So let's start. I'm trying to get us out of here in an hour. I'm trying my hardest to get us out of here in an hour. Those of you who've been around for a while know that it's a little rough for me, but it means I got to get right into it. First of all, who the hell am I? My name is Daryl. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I see clients locally and virtually. And I've been doing that for quite some time. Doing that allowed me to realize that people needed a little bit more information. They needed more resources. They needed an area that they could go to in order to get information when they were not in session with me. So working with clients for a while, I decided, well, I'm just going to make like a back end little portal of information and resources. And I named it Quantum Wellness Portal. Elizabeth is saying she never got the Zoom link. Wow. I don't know why that is, but normally, I'm so glad that I saw that. Normally, I would not even notice those things. Hang on a second, everybody listening. I do want to take care of that because I don't know why you didn't get the Zoom link. There's a lot happening, and I will figure that out. But I'm going to put the Zoom link inside of the chat for Quantum Wellness Portal. So everybody in the Quantum Wellness Portal, anybody who wants to hop on Zoom, I've just put that link inside of the chat. All right, and I'll actually put that link inside of this other chat, and it should go to people who are watching on YouTube. We'll see. I think it will. Yeah, I think it will. All right. So those are for the people who are live watching on YouTube. If you want to hop on into the Quantum Wellness Portal virtual classroom, you can. Thanks, Elizabeth, for bringing that to my attention. I will correct that in the future. So anyway, well, where was I? I was saying that I needed to build a resource library for clients that I worked with, and I started building it, and I had to come up with a name, and I came up with the name Quantum Wellness Portal. And it started to grow from there. A few years ago, I was invited to speak at a Solex event. And after doing that, I was asked question after question after question. And it became apparent to me that more education was needed. And so I decided to open up the Quantum Wellness Portal to others. I already was going to do that, but I kind of sped that up. And so we had a lot of people that came in from all walks of life, whether they used AOScan from Solex or not. And so we had people in our Quantum Wellness Portal from all different scopes. And then more and more people came in from various groups. And I realized, okay, well, I need to put together a larger resource library in order to handle that. And so I did. And we expanded the Quantum Wellness Portal and opened it up for full membership. And that's where that started. About a year, maybe a little longer than a year ago. And we started growing ever since. And about 3 months ago, I started working on a new Quantum Wellness Portal because we outgrew the container that we were in. There were so many resources that we were starting to crash the system. There were so many files and ways to get information that we started to outgrow the capsule that we were in. And I let everybody know that we were going to launch a new Quantum Wellness Portal. And here we are inside of this new container now. And that's what I am here to talk to you about. That's where more people are funneling in, and we're going to get to that. So we have a lot of new members that are in here. Some of them, you don't even know the similarities between the old and the new. For those of you who are not new, I'll show you and you'll see how it's different. For those of you who are brand new, you'll get a walkthrough. All right. So if you are brand new and you have not been inside of our Quantum Wellness Portal, or you just signed up today, when you log in, you're going to see a page similar to this. Where are we at? Yeah, right here. If you notice at the top, you see what's happening because we're live inside of the Quantum Wellness Portal. And the very first time you log in here, you'll see this particular welcome page. On here, there's a video from me that you can watch. Now, I'm going to go through the various sections, and I'm going to start out with showing you what's available to everybody because there's a little bit of confusion on our plans. We have two plans, either community access or premium access. The premium access has 3 different dollar amounts to it, and I think that's what's causing the confusion. But the dollar amounts really just has to do with the discounts, depending on whether you're doing monthly, quarterly, or yearly. But that doesn't change your access. Premium access means you get access literally to everything. So You know how you're in some communities and they say, okay, well, we're starting this class and this class costs this dollar amount. Or if you want to do this, then you have to pay. It's an a la carte type of a thing. Inside of our membership, the premium version of it, everything is included. There is no um, a la carte anything. If you're in a premium membership, you don't pay for anything inside of the portal. All right. And so let's go back here just to really get started. And as we go through it, I'll explain. So this left side here is your navigation portal. Everybody's navigation portal is on the left side. If you're looking at us on the web version, if you're looking at us on the mobile version of the app, it looks a little bit different. But going back to the navigation portal, if you click up top here, explore our portal, what you are getting are featured items from various places inside of the Quantum Wellness portal, and you're getting featured items that you have access to. Because there are two different levels of access, some people are going to have access to things that other people don't have access to, and the things that you see there will be things that you have access to. You're going to see Meet the Community. This is very important. When you click on Meet the Community, that's where you all are. And you can search around our community. And if you were to click on somebody in particular, which I'm not going to do at this particular moment because I don't want to bring up their faces and profiles beyond what we just saw there. But when you click on other members, as long as you filled out your profile and the member that you've clicked on has filled out their profile completely, it will let you know what you have in common with those people. And it will allow you to see whether or not you are a match, meaning whether or not your interests are the same, so that possibly you might be in different classes together, in different groups together inside of the portal. And that will help you to know whether or not you're very similar to one another in the standpoint of where you are on this journey. Part of the reason that we are utilizing a membership is because there are people who are on various stages of their journey. Some people know very little about energy medicine. Some people are intermediate. Some people are really advanced. We probably have some quantum physicists inside of our membership. But some people are, or everyone is at a varying stage of where they are. And one of the things that I found was that we have different companies that represent different areas of energy healing. And I am not really, you're going to find in my practice, I use so many different things. I use the AO scanner, I use Zyto, I use Accugraph. Um, I use whatever modality that's going to be necessary in order for me to get the job done. I don't have any brand loyalties or anything like that. We have people who are in various companies, and many of them are like multi-level marketing companies, which is great. But very often they don't trust the suggestions that they get because, from their perspective, there is a financial consideration from the person giving the suggestion, right? And so that alone kind of skews whether or not the suggestion has to do with a financial gain or whether or not it's something that actually you can benefit from. That goes away here when we talk to one another inside of our community. We have an area called Quantum Conversations. We haven't gotten there yet, but when we get there, you'll see what I mean. And you can ask these questions. There is no financial consideration from me or most of the people who might be answering your question. We can really talk based off of knowledge and experience. And then you know that what you're getting isn't rooted in a commission. Not that commissions are wrong, not that commissions are bad, but sometimes it's good to just clear that from the air. And as a person who utilizes the AO scanner, I personally don't utilize the multi-level marketing aspect of it. That's just not really my thing. So I'm not. I would never even be able to answer your questions about plans and commissions. Don't. You can ask inside of there if you are an AO scan person, but I wouldn't know because that's not my goal. That's not my field. My field is a practitioner. My field is a teacher. My field has to do with quantum energy and exchanging information and exchanging frequencies. So I just don't really have any interest in that part. And my goal was to bring together people inside of a community so that we could deal with everything else. I don't see very many people inside of these companies that have trouble getting answers to what the monthly goal is. I don't see them having trouble getting answers to what the new um, um, goal is, or what do they call it, challenge is, or what this month's specials are. Most of the people in their upline have that information at the ready because that is what they're rooted in. They're the business aspect of it. Hooray, you need that. That's just not where I'm coming from. So, what's lacking very often is a general understanding of energy, a general understanding of energy healing, energy medicine, the ability to give information on not necessarily the root of how it works, because when we're dealing with AL scanner, a lot of the people here have the AL scanner. When we're dealing with that, we're really dealing with deep quantum physics, which is a subject that if you're trying to understand it, you've started wrong because it's quantum physicists don't grasp how it works. They accept that it works. But very often, some people can't get basic answers, and it's not the fault of those that you're asking. They just don't know. And so my goal was to bring together community so that we could kick those things around here, and we'll leave the financial conversations to those who handle that. Also, a lot of these things are based off of teams. And if you're not in the right team, you don't know what team you're joining when you're brand new. If you're not in the right team, you might wish that I joined another team because they've got a lot of information over there. They have a lot of teaching and training over there, but you're not in that team, so you don't have access to that. There are really no team considerations here. We're all a team. The Quantum Wellness Portal is a team of itself. And so we help to support one another in that with classes and courses and resources. And for the first time, we have created a free version where you can have access to some of that. And the sum of that will be enough for most of you. If you just want basic information, then our community portion will be great for you. And for those of you who want to go a little bit deeper, our premium portion has extra resources in it, extra classes, and about 2.5 years worth of information. All right. I really got off subject there. And I promised everybody that I was going to end this in an hour. I'm going to get through this in an hour. I'm not going to end in an hour. That's just crazy. But I'm going to get through this at the top of the hour. That's my goal, and I'm sticking to it. So let's get back over here to the navigational portal. So meet the community. That's very important. It's very important that you fill out your profile so that it will allow us to serve you better because we will even know what our community is in need of. The live events section. Now, there's 2 live events. We're looking at the live events at the top. 2 totally different live events. The live events at the top will only show you the live events that, well, let me say it like this. There are some of you, as we grow, that are going to be in private communities, totally private. You won't even see this here because the Quantum Wellness Portal is bigger than what anybody is seeing. And once you've reached a specific level, this isn't something that you can even pay for. They're just, we're going to have group programs at a certain point, and you'll decide if you want to join that. And if you are inside of that particular program, and we have something on that schedule that other people aren't in, then that will show up at the top. There's another live section where everything is going to show that that's either open to the public or open to both of the plans. It's a little confusing now because right now they both look exactly the same. That's what I'm getting at. Nobody is seeing anything different in any other area. So let's just go to the live events area. I guess maybe I will explain that later when it really changes. But here you get to see what classes are coming up this month. And so we have the Quantum Wellness onboarding, a member onboarding, which is live. You see it says live. That's because this is happening right now. On Monday, we have Mastering the Meridian System, which is a series. It's a series of classes, and this is the last one. So all of you who are new, this is the last one of that series. And that class will be happening on Monday. We have the AO Scanner Essentials support call. This is a class that is open to everybody in the portal, no matter what your membership is. The AO Scanner Essential Support Call is a call that class that we will have at least once a month. And I will start it out by talking about some area of the AO Scanner, but most of that will be for you all to come on and ask questions so that we can try to help you through whatever hump that you're on. On Monday the 12th, we have a What Would Dr. Daryl Do, which is a class which is similar to that AO Scan support call, but it's a class that everybody just, whatever you're dealing with, whether or not we're dealing with supplements or the AO Scan or Zyto or Quest or Accugraph or whatever it is that or just a problem that you're having, you can ask it, and if I have some advice for you, I'll give it. And then we have Energy Mastery Mentorship class, which is a class specifically about energy medicine and healing. That is on January 19th. And then on January 30th, we have a master class, which is anxiety, depression, and support. And so I'll be going over how to deal with that. This is the first area where I'm going to discuss the various plans. Generally, if you are a premium member, you get access to everything that you see in the live events area in general. Everything. If you are a community plan member, free, you would get access to the AO Scan support call. And you also would get access to a Quantum Watch Party if we do one that month. Quantum Watch Parties are when we sit around and watch either a movie or a documentary or an episode or something that specifically deals with quantum physics, and we discuss what we've learned from that. We do that as a group, and that you would have access to that as a community plan member as well. So community and premium have access to those. In general, the master classes, the What Would Dr. Daryl Do, and the Energy Mastery, those are premium classes and available for those on the premium mentorship or membership. For the month of January, no matter what plan you're on, you will be able to sit in these live classes for all of these master classes. But when they get to the archives, they're still locked behind the premium. So if you wish to join us for any of these this month, for those of you who are brand new, feel free to hop on those calls and participate. But you got to be there live if you're not a premium member. But as a community member, you still have access to the AO Scan support call and Quantum Watch Parties and any class that we do on the Quantum Wellness portal, updates and things like that that you can ask questions for. All right. Coming down here, we have Manage Your Subscription. This is how you can either upgrade your access if you're on the community plan. If you are on the other types plans, you can change your plan type or you can cancel your full membership. This is where I'm going to explain the different options for our premium plan. Because we have three options. One, we have a monthly fee. Two, we have a quarterly fee. Three, we have a yearly fee. Now, I understand the concept of wanting to try something before you commit to it. However, I'll tell you, there is so much in our Quantum Wellness portal that trying to get it all done in 1 month is going to be problematic, as you're going to see as we go through this. And so the plan is made in a way that gives you a much deeper discount if you commit a little bit. So if you only want to do month per month, the membership is $75 premium. You can upgrade to that. If you decide to do quarterly, the membership is $175. I forgot what the math is, but that's right at the $50 a month fee. So that is a substantial discount. And if you decide that you want to jump in yearly, it's $575. So there is the deeper discount depending on where you go. If you want to just try it out for 1 month, go ahead. But if you are on monthly and you decide that this is something that you want long term, I strongly advise you to consider changing your membership to quarterly at least, so that you can really take advantage of that discount. But of course, that's up to you. Memberships do auto renew. And so keep that in mind when you upgrade or subscribe. Again, the community plan is going to be enough for many of you, as you're about to see as we go back into what's included. So here is the community section. And in the community section, you will have 3 things that everybody will have access to. Well, 2 of the 3 things, I should say. First of all, you have Quantum Conversations. This is the heart of our community, and it literally says that when you get here. Quantum Conversations is where you will have questions, almost daily things that you can go in and answer questions or take polls. But this is where our community comes together and asks questions, answer questions, get information. You can, right here at the top, you can initiate a post and ask your own question or talk about your own experiences and get back and forth conversations with people. This is the heartbeat. This is where questions get answered. This is where you can communicate with everyone, and everyone has access to this area. I will tell you that one of the main reasons I wanted to bring this community together was because Facebook and other social media outlets are getting to the point that they are unusable. The monitoring that goes on, you say anything about health, God forbid it's natural health. And even though you're in a closed Facebook group, your group could very easily get completely shut down just because of what you say. Inside of this community, we can speak freely. Inside of this community, we can talk openly about things. We don't have to worry about who we're pissing off. We don't have to worry about algorithms. We don't have to worry about uplines or downlines or sales. All of the information here is really based off of everybody's experience and whether or not we can help one another. As long as there's no harassing being made here, if you're not trying to sell things to other people here, having a conversation here is going to be a whole lot better than in many of the social media outlets, and even with some of the companies that host the various platforms that you are members of. They can't let you speak freely inside of Facebook. That goes out of the way because this is a platform that I fund. And because I'm funding it, I am the door to what you can talk about. And as long as things don't get obnoxious, we're good. All right. So inside of the Quantum Conversations, you'll find things there. There's going to be new stuff there literally every single day. So I suggest that. Going down here is the live event schedule. Right now, it's almost a mirror to what you saw up top. Pretty much everything you see here is going to be there. There will be private groups that are hosted in the Quantum Wellness Portal, and that is where you're going to see differences. Right now, they're basically going to be the same. Here is something called Ask Dr. Darrell. Now, this is not up yet. We will have this up and running by next week, but Ask Dr. Darrell is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be where you post questions to me specifically. So the answers are only given by me. The answers will be based off of my own experience, my own opinions, my own frame of reference, utilizing the resources that I use in practice. So we're going to put a form in there that you can fill out and ask questions. And I'm going to try to get to the point that a new question is answered daily. I probably will answer in a video because I like to talk, as you can see. I talk much better than I type. And so I can give more detail. I can make sure that things are explained well. I tend to over explain, so I'll work on that. But it's not really important for me to get you all to agree with me. It's important for me to get you to make sure that you understand what I'm saying, so that if you disagree with any suggestions, you disagree from a basis of information. And that makes your disagreement completely valid because you understood what I said and rejected it. That's cool. I hate when someone rejects, but they misunderstood what I said. Once I know that I'm clear on your understanding, and speaking it allows me to better assure that my words came out in the way that I meant them, because I tend to type terribly. So within the next couple of days, the form should be in there for you to fill out. And then starting next week, you should start seeing it populated with your answers. All right. So ask, and anything that doesn't get answered right away, just hop in the next What Would Dr. Darrell Do and ask it there. All right. We're coming down to another section, the AO Scanner Simplified section. So the first area is called AO Scanner for Everyday Health. Now, this is a brand new thing. This was not in the old Quantum Wellness Portal. And the basis of this is going to be a new class that we're starting in February. I think I have the date. February 2nd is class 1. This is a 5-part class. First of all, let me go back and say, all these Ask Dr. Darrell, that's going to be open to everybody, just like Quantum Conversations is. Ask Dr. Darrell will be open to everybody, and AO Scanner for Everyday Health will be open for everybody. Now let me go back to what AO Scanner for Everyday Health is. AO Scanner for Everyday Health is a 5-part class that we're going to do. And that's the root of it. It's going to expand past that. But the 5-part class is going to be for people who just got their AO Scanner, or people who've had it for a while and they don't have a clue what to do with it. We're going to just cover the basics. We're not going deep. We're not trying to understand every module. We're not trying to understand most of what's in the AO Scanner. This class is going to get designed to get you up and running and using your scanner every single day without feeling the need to master all of the areas. There is enough there that without learning every aspect of the scanner, you will be able to use it. And that's all that class is designed to do, to get you using it every single day. Then, if you decide you want to take it further, we have other options for you. And that's going to be available to you whether you are brand new, whether you are on the community plan or the premium plan. Now, the goal for that is there are many people who are in here and they're on our premium plan, and they have people, they're in the Solex world, right? And they have people that they're bringing into their downline, but they don't have the ability to teach them. This allows you to bring them here. I'll teach them. They can ask questions. And then we will have a question and answer community eventually in that will be just about the AO Scanner on a fundamental level. I'll be rejecting all of the questions that are really, really deep, because my goal is not to confuse anybody. This is a get up and go. And for many of you, that will be enough, because you don't necessarily want or need to know every aspect of it. You just need enough to get going. And many of you just need to teach your people enough to get going. That's what that class is designed for. It's a 5-part class starting on February 2nd, and everybody will have access to that. All right. So we're going to go down here to the AO Scanner Masterclass. Now we're getting into the premium portion, because this is a 16-week class that we did. And we went through every aspect of the AO Scanner. And now this is what we call a deep dive because we went through energy medicine, we went through quantum physics, we went through the vitals and comprehensive and body systems and inner voice, and we went through each one of them one by one, and that is designed to really give you an understanding of what each module is. So just so that we're clear, moving forward from this particular class, most of this is showing you what's available for those of you who've signed up as premium or those of you who upgraded to premium, because we had a lot of you who did that earlier today. After you got in, you upgraded to the premium. Most of what I'm going to show you now has to do with that. So let me just be really clear before I go any further. Community. You have access to the community that you can talk quantum conversations. You have access to Ask Dr. Daryl. You have access to, and you have access to the replays of the live classes that are under that particular umbrella, which would be the AO Scanner support call, want quantum watch parties, and any quantum wellness portal support calls. The replays of that you'll have access to. And you will have access to the basic AO Scanner course. But going back to the AO Scanner Simplified Master course is what we did. Well, let me say this. Everybody will have access to this very first module. So this first module had to do with energy healing. This was an hour and 45 minutes. I felt like it was so important to understand energy that everybody has access to it. But as we go in further, there are other modules. We have Mastering Inner Voice. The next one is the Vitals. This is, I forgot how many, I think 34 hours worth of information. Mastering the Inner Voice, the Vitals scan, Comprehensive, Body Systems, Cephi. Then Mastering the AO Scanner, Mastering MindSync, another deep dive in Inner Voice, because they're two different areas from my perspective, or ways to utilize Inner Voice. Then putting all the pieces together. And then we did AO Scanner case studies, and then we have AO Scanner updates, and then we have all of the resources, charts, and Excel spreadsheets that go with this particular course. That was 16 weeks, and there's a lot of information there. So those of you who've recently upgraded, give yourself some time to go through that. Find the areas that you really are most interested in. Give yourself some grace. Don't try to rush through that and think that you need to become an expert. It took us 16 weeks to get through it. So don't try to get through it in 1 week, please. Otherwise, you'll be asking questions that were already in there. All right. Now, in that, we have AO Scanner Master classes. We have, where are we at here? All right, so we have 3 classes here. Mastering the Hub. We have Creating an Income with the AO Scanner. And we have Mastering the Meridian. So, of course, the first one, Mastering the Hub actually came out while we were in the middle of this. So I had to redirect and create another section, because the Hub came out in the middle of this whole thing. So Mastering the Hub, we go through all of the different areas of the Hub, and I show you how to put them together. And I do know that there's this big argument about whether or not the Hub can be done virtually. And listen, I've seen the argument. I'm not engaging in the argument, but I will show you how I utilize the Hub with my virtual clients. It's not actually done virtually in the same way that other people were utilizing it virtually. It's actually not done virtually at all, but I teach you a method that you can utilize, utilizing parts of the AO Scanner and other things that you have to buy that will make the experience almost the same for your virtual clients. But it does take extra work, and it's not like sending a Cephi. It's a little more complicated than that. It takes a different setup, but I explain that. Next one is utilizing the AO Scanner as an income tool. I know that there's a whole downline plan, or a multi-level marketing plan with Solex. I understand that. That's not what this is. This is utilizing aspects of the scanner, and I teach you how you can monetize that. It's just a completely different thing, like almost like a practitioner, but you don't have to actually be a practitioner. And then mastering the meridians, which is the class that we are on now, which ends on Monday. So those are the 3 master classes that specifically have to do with the AO scanner. All right. Now, here is the meat of everything that we're doing. We have a section called Tools, Quantum Wellness Tools. Now, many of you utilize the AO, or excuse me, the IC Glow Pad. You either have it, or you've seen it, or you utilize it either in practice or with yourself, and you tie the IC Glow Pad to one particular company. The reality is, infoceuticals are digital files that can be utilized no matter, or that IC Glow Pad can be utilized in infoceuticals no matter where they come from. So the IC Glow Pad is made by a specific company that also sells infoceuticals, but we have infoceuticals in the Quantum Wellness Portal that if you have an IC Glow Pad, you can activate those infoceuticals. The infoceuticals, the Glow Pad doesn't care where the infoceuticals come from. All right. So one of the big pluses inside of our premium are infoceuticals. And infoceuticals are just digital files that you hook up to something in order to transfer the frequency out. So we have an area here where if you go into our digital pharmacy, you can click on and you can search. So right now I'm in the Infoceuticals Hub, where there's an infoceutical player. And we have combinations infoceuticals. We have flower essences, essential oils, medication, supplements, minerals, herbs, peptides, PEMF, and Rife frequencies. So theoretically, if you know that you want an essential oil, you can just narrow this down and click on essential oils and then find the essential oil here that you're looking for. And when you find it, essential oil blend or single essential oil, and when you find it, you can click it. If your IC Glow Pad or your transducers or whatever you're going to use to transfer the information, you can even listen to it, but most of these sounds are pretty harsh and you don't want to do that. You really are going to want a tool that you can use to transfer the information in. Then you can imprint your water, your pellets, your stones, your jewelry with the infoceuticals. And we have hundreds of infoceuticals there now. Well, we might, no, we're not over, oh no, we are over 1,000. I think we're over 1,000 now of infoceuticals. And the infoceutical section is an area that grows constantly. It's different from a Cepheid. It's an infoceutical. One is a digital frequency that is converted into sound that an instrument uses. Cepheid is something that uses quantum entanglement to send energy one to the other. But we do have a masterclass. We haven't gotten to that yet. An IC Glow Pad masterclass that teaches you the science of utilizing infoceuticals with the AO scanner. So for those of you who are in our premium plan, if you have an IC Glow Pad and you don't know how to use it, or you're a little confused, go on over to that infoceuticals masterclass and learn how to use it with the Quantum Wellness Portal, but also how you can take your AO scanner. And you know how people are saying, well, I have these supplements and I don't have the ability to send a Cepheid. If you're not in the AO scanner world, ignore this because you don't know what I'm talking about. Cepheids are something that's utilized in the AO scanner. But many people say, I wish that I had this. I wish I could send this Cepheid or this frequency to somebody in a Cepheid. If you have both the AO scanner and an IC Glow Pad, I teach you how you can take anything in your house and you can send, utilizing both, you can then send it via a Cepheid. So that's in our IC Glow Pad masterclass. But again, if I want to get out of here, I only got 15 more minutes. Although, and then I turn into a liar. So let me try to stop getting caught up in nuances and go right back. All right. So you found what you want. You can click it. However, if you just want to look at everything, you click on all and you just start scrolling down. But sometimes you don't have time for that. So you can scroll down a little bit more and just do a search for infoceuticals. And I'm gonna do a search. Let me just lung. Let me just see. Hopefully there's something in there because we're still all right. So lung, great. I clicked something that actually worked. I typed in lung, and now we've narrowed down what's in the infoceutical section based off of a keyword. And so we have combination frequencies. Now it's going to, take it up by medication. Combination frequencies. There is one that says it's antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal infoceutical. If I click on that, I can get the information on what's in that infoceutical. All right. I'm going to just click around a little bit more. Here's another one. And there are different ways that you can determine which one of these you might want to use. If you've got the AO scanner, you might want to put all of this in there and do a scan to see which one you're resonating with. Then there's some medication infoceuticals that are in here, and they match lung. So I can go ahead and click that and see what they are and see which one I want to use. I have 2 PEMFs that match that, 2 Rife frequencies that match that. So I can click on any of these in order to see what's there. But I can then make a decision. I think that I want to go with this one. I want antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. I think I want that infoceutical. This will be the name of it. Combination frequencies will be the categories of it. So I'm just going to go back up here to the player. And I'm going to narrow this down by category. So I'm going to click on combo IC. That's what that is, combo infoceutical. And I'm going to find it. Here it is right here. Antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. I'm going to hook my IC glow pad up and press this. And when I do that, I will then imprint what I am utilizing based off of the infoceutical that I've chosen. Again, there are hundreds, or I think we're a little over 1,000. My goal is to get us to several thousand by the end of the year. Maybe we haven't hit 1,000 yet. There's a lot in there. Sorry. Excuse me if I got the number wrong. All right. So when I'm done with that, I can close out of the infoceutical and then do whatever else I wanted to do inside of the portal. So the next area here is sound therapy. It's made basically in that same way. You can watch, most of these have a video from me. I'm going to click on sound therapy, and I'm going to, I'm just going to go down, just scroll down here, and I'm just going to do a search for depression. All right. And so we have several creative visualizations that came up. Ignite happiness in the brain. I'm going to click on this, read it. For the sake of time, I'm going to choose this one. And then I'm just going to head back on up to, wait, what section was that? That was in creative visualization. I'm going to come back up here to the portal, narrow this down by creative visualization, and scroll down to ignite happiness in the brain, which is right here. This is a 22-minute sound therapy. Headphones on, sit back and use it. If you're in practice, do this for your client, put the headphones on, and then allow them to listen to that while you're doing other things on them, whether you're doing laser therapy or light therapy, etc. All right. So that is the sound therapy part. Next, we have charts. Many of you have lasers and you have wands, and you're not really sure what to do with those things. Well, we have charts here that you can search and come up with something. First, we have a full list of charts. If you click this, you can just scroll down and just look at every chart that we have available, all of the different charts. And if you were to find a chart, then when you open up the chart section, then you know exactly what you're looking for. For instance, gallstones or exhaustion or eye health. Or you can click on search for a chart and you get the chart hub. And let's see if we got something for shoulder. So I type in, I just type in the first letter, a few letters, and we have 3 different charts to show up: frozen shoulder, range of motion shoulders, shoulder pain. Let's go with just shoulder pain. I'm going to click on that and you get, well, the shoulder pain chart is an auriculotherapy chart. So these are ear points that you can stimulate with your lasers or your light devices or electrical devices if you have them. The shoulder point, the joint point, the thalamus point, Shinmen. These are points that when stimulated will help you to bring about relief to that particular area. So those of you who have lasers and you don't know areas to stimulate, this chart's going to help with that. All right. But let's say you got a wand or you wanted to use body charts. Let's see what we're dealing with here on the frozen shoulder. Now click on this one. This one gives you a body chart. And these are points on the body that you can stimulate with either lasers or your wands that once stimulated help to support that particular condition. And these charts are, you can zoom in and it shows you exactly where to laser or wand for best results. All right. We also have made things a little bit easier for you. We gave you some searchable keywords and we're going to put more keywords in there. But for many of you who love auriculotherapy, you can just type in that word auriculotherapy. And what you're going to get are isolated charts that are specifically the auriculotherapy chart. So let's go down here to weight loss. That's a very popular one. You click on that and you will get a loaded PDF of which points on the ear you would stimulate with your lasers for weight loss, another one for tinnitus, and so on. All right. And so those are the charts and how you would use those. All right, the next section, live training with Dr. Darryl. Now, you do have something in here that everybody has access to, and that is, I'm going to click on the replays section, that is the quantum watch parties. No matter where your membership is, you have access to these, and when we do these live, you have access to them. But we have What the Bleep Do We Know? We watched this as a group. The Secrets of Consciousness, we watched this as a group. The Inner Voice Connection, which Healing with Sound Therapy, the Inner Voice Connection, that doesn't have anything to do with Solex's inner voice, but I love the play on words, and it doesn't have anything to do with Solex in particular, but the concept explains why inner voice works, because people don't understand how deep sound therapy actually is. All right, let me look at what time it is so I can make sure. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna finish on time. So I do apologize, everybody who I think if you've been watching me for a length of time, you probably knew at the very beginning that I wasn't gonna finish on time. But I'm still gonna try. I'm gonna really try to get in there. I'm gonna do good. Live trainings. What would Dr. Darryl do? We have 2024 and 2025 loaded in. An energy mastery mentorship. I believe, wait a minute, let me click on it. 2025 is not there. All right, so we will have the 2025s loaded in as well. But these are for premiums, subscribers. All right, and when we have standalone courses, I'm going to breeze through these. We have the Pendulum Masterclass that we did, Unlocking the Power of the Pendulum. That's a masterclass that we did. And so all of the different sections are here: energy and biofield, choosing and clearing, programming, practical, using the pendulum for personal wellness, muscle testing, review. Then there was a part 2. This one's broken up into each individual section of the pendulum class. We have the auriculotherapy masterclass, which is teaching you all about auriculotherapy and the ear and why the ear is my favorite healing modality. It's what I use in practice. I utilize ear therapy on everybody because the ear is a microsystem. And for those of you who have lasers, it makes it impossible to miss the point. Why? Because your laser is actually bigger than the point, or yeah, your laser is actually bigger than the point. I don't think my overhead camera is set up. Otherwise, I'd show you. But anyway, well, I guess I could show you from this standpoint. Here's a ear, and the points on the ear are so small that when you put your laser up to it, you just need to get it in that general area. As long as you are within an inch, and it's going to be impossible to look at that chart and not, the red light that you have is so big that it's going to be impossible to not be within an inch if you're paying attention at all. Not so with the body points. You have to be a little bit more precise. All right. So anyway, Radiculotherapy Masterclass is there. Flower Essence Masterclass is there. Flower Essence Masterclass, I believe, was 3 weeks long. Yeah, three. Yeah, each one of these was a week. So I think there's about 7 hours worth of material there. We have that IC Glow Pad Masterclass that I told you about. In the IC Glow Pad, we go over the different areas on using the IC Glow Pad, understanding infoceuticals, and then utilizing the IC Glow Pad with the AO scanner. That combination really makes things beautiful. If you've got both, please, if you've got the premium membership, watch that masterclass if you're unfamiliar with it. We have a chronic pain masterclass. And then we have Quantum Homecoming. So Quantum Homecoming, we've only ever had one of those. And that happened, for those of you who are Solex people, there's something called Day of Discovery. And it is in September. It is in Utah. And last year was my third day of discovery. And this time I decided I'm bringing the tribe together. And so we came together for a day of training, and we trained in person, and all of that training is here. Now, there's a lot of areas to that, even though it was only one day. So we have understanding energy, understanding inner voice, a demonstration on inner voice, question and answer part 1, vitals comprehensive and body scan, question and answer part 2, meridian therapy, muscle testing, question and answer part 3, and then the final talk at the end where I let you know that the AO scanner is not really the power here. It's you. You think you need the AO scanner, but the AO scanner kind of needs you in order to work that. All of this is included with the premium membership. And if you have a premium membership, we're going to be doing this homecoming every year, and we will live stream it. If you have a premium membership, you don't have to pay for the live streaming aspect of it. If you're joining us in person, you do, but you don't have to pay for the live streaming, and you don't have to pay for the archives. That is included with premium membership. And so those are the areas of the portal. For those of you who have the community plan, there's enough there for you to really get your feet wet and get some understanding. And all month long, if you decide to join us live, you'll be able to attend any of those classes. Starting back in February, we go back to our actual setup where you would need to be a premium member to sit in live. You don't have access to the other portions of the premium, but the live classes you can sit in, but you won't have access to the replay area where those are. You will have access to the replays of the classes that fall under the scope of the community plan. All right. I made this announcement the other day when I opened up the portal to people who've been subscribers already. Let me just quickly go over that. Let's go to infoceuticals. Let's open up the infoceuticals. Open up the infoceutical hub. Down here where it says search, you can search for various conditions, pain, and then you find the flower remedies that match pain, the infoceuticals that match pain, the combination frequencies that match pain, the essential oils, the medication, etc., that match pain. So you'll know where in the Quantum Wellness portal to go, or where in your infoceutical section to go. The next project to be released, and my goal, I say everything out loud in order to give it the energy necessary to happen. In the beginning was the word. And so the next project that is to happen is that those of you who have been looking at your Cephis, this is a nail scanner thing, a Solex thing for those of you who are not Solex people, tune out for a second. But there's something called Cephi, and there's 1,100 or a little bit more than 1,100 things in it. And nobody knows what they are because they're not explained. We're building a Cephi library in that same way, but we're going to put descriptions in. We're going to put keywords in. We're going to put conditions in. So you'll be able to go to the Cephi hub and you'll be able to search just like I did for pain. And you know how they have the different categories inside of Cepheid? You've got quantum reach, you've got quantum frequency, you have um, um, what is the what is the word that I'm looking for? Um, Homeopathy. You will have it broken up by all of those things. Now, it's not going to produce your Cepheid playlist, but it's going to definitely help you figure out what might go in there, because you'll be looking at the things that match the keyword that you search for. For those of you who have the AO scanner, that's going to make things so much easier for you, because you will now be able to search the Cepheid playlist by conditions and keywords. And that is the next bit project. We're already working on it, but there's a lot of work that goes into that. And so I'm looking forward to being able to bring that to you. And so that is the next thing that's coming. My goal is to have that launched by the virtual day of discovery, just like I put out a goal for this one. All right. Lastly, the referral program, because there has been some questions about that. For those of you who are on the in the Quantum Wellness Portal and you're utilizing the web version, at the very top here where it says Quantum Wellness Portal, get off there, where it says Quantum Wellness Portal, if you click that, you'll see this little area here that says invite to Dr. Daryl's Quantum Wellness Portal. When you click invite, there will give you two ways to invite people. You can copy this link and just paste it in an email or text or group. That link is tied to you specifically, so that when people join, you will immediately get a notification. If you're online, you'll get a pop-up and a confetti. Like, it's a real dramatic thing that somebody joined based off of your link. There's another way to send that link. You can come down here in an email and you can add up to 100 email addresses, and you are able to just type in the email address of people and it will automatically send that. This is the wording that's already there, but you can change that wording if you like. Also, you can upload your own email list if you have it, and that makes things a whole lot easier. And you can click send. If you do it the second way, you'll actually be able to, in your profile, you'll be able to see all of the people that you've sent it to. Whenever they join, if they clicked your link before they joined, they're tied to you, so that if they become a premium member, if they join as a premium member, or if they join as a free member and they eventually become a premium member, if you have a premium account, when they get their premium account, we will automatically credit you with a month. So if 12 people per year do this, that's your whole year right there. Those are for people who desire to participate in referrals. We make it a lot easier for you. Now, we still have a way to give you the credit if they sign up and they didn't click your link. There's a form that they can fill out. And in that form, they just need to put your name. And when they put your name there, we will give you that credit. It's just not dramatic. You don't get the pop-up. You don't get the badge. You don't get the whole experience inside of the portal. But we will make sure that you are covered. All right. I'm only 4 minutes over and I'm almost done. So I think that makes me feel good over this. Let me just look and see if there's anything that I missed. All right. So in 2026, my goal is to really expand trainings. You will always have at least 6 classes of some kind a month. That's been the baseline for a while. I think it's going to be more though, because my goal is to add more quantum watch parties. My goal is to add more AO scan support. My goal is to add more energy support. My goal is to continue to add classes in community. But that's not the basis of this. The basis of this is the community aspect of it, so that people who have an interest in energy healing, energy medicine, not only has a space to have discussions, but have a space that they can invite other people to have discussions. And nobody thinks you're a maniac because all of us in this space share the same goal, the same idea. We may be coming at this from different areas or different companies. We got Solex people. We've got Zyto people. We have Quest people. We probably have Genesis people. We have Accugraph people. Whatever, we have Pendulum people. Whatever your mode of thought about energy healing, we can all discuss it. It's not about a company. It's not about a brand. It's about a community. It's about bringing things together. So, if you were inspired to upgrade your membership, you can head on over to the left and manage your membership and click upgrade. If you have a monthly subscription and you want to transfer that, transfer it and get your discount. You really will be able to get a deep discount by going to quarterly if you're going to stick around for 3 months. And I'll be honest, most people, and I am one of those people, if I do something and I try to get it all done in 1 month, that is not the level of commitment. I'm not going to get anything done. It's going to take you at least 3 months to really figure out what area of the portal besides the community is really attractive to you. And with 2.5 years worth of things inside of there, I just don't want people thinking that they're going to get through this in a month. You're not. If you know you're going to stick around longer than that, give yourself the discount so that you can get inside of there. And if you're fine with the access that you get for free, stay there. There's room for everybody. All right. I think that's it. If you have questions and you are on Zoom, I want you to raise your hand and I will bring you on. I'm going to go to some chat room. I mean, not to chat. I'm going to go to the chats here just to see. So there's 2 different chats that I need to look at. I'm going to start by looking at the chat inside of the Quantum Wellness portal. Kathy Berger says she likes being in my tribe. I like having you in my tribe. All right, I'm going to just scan through this and see whether or not I have anything. Is that how it works every month? Access for free if you are live. Mandy says, I don't know when this came in. Access for free if you are live. No. So if I'm live with the AO Scan support, if I'm live with a Quantum Watch Party, if I'm live with a Quantum Wellness support call, everybody has access to that. With What Would Dr. Darrell Do, with the energy class, with the master classes, those are the premium perks. And so those are the people who will attend those or watch the replay for those. But in the month of January, we have so many people who've never been to a What Would Dr. Darrell Do class. They've never been to any of our master classes. They've never attended the Energy Mastery Mentorship. And so to get a taste of it, then just this month, I'll open up the door for the live. But we go back to our regular scheduled programming next month. All right. Sarah says, this is a great and breath of fresh air. Many of Solex won't help others unless you're in their downline. Listen, that's in all companies. That's true, but that's in all companies. Even if you pay for their classes, they won't give you handouts. Thanks, Dr. Darrell. You are welcome, Sarah. Kathy likes being part of my tribe. I like you there. Susan says, is the Cepheid search simply a search tool without the frequencies, correct? Yeah, I don't have a way to bring the frequencies into the Quantum Wellness portal. I'm not even trying to, well, that's not true. I do have a way to do it, but I'm not doing that. I'm not bringing the frequencies into the Quantum Wellness portal, but this will allow you to know what Cepheids are available because there's over 1,000 of them. So who knows what's available for tooth pain? You can't search that. The only thing you can search for is, well, I guess technically you can go into Cepheids and search by condition. You could do that. And you could even, if tooth pain is listed in quantum frequency, that will be the other area you could scroll. This will be something that will have keywords throughout. And so it will help you put together Cephi playlists a little bit better. All right, so those are everything there. I'm gonna bring over our Zoom and see what's inside of there. Anybody who's over in Zoom who might want to have ask a question, either turn on your camera and raise your hand to get my attention, or go down to reactions and raise your hand, and I'll bring you on. All right. Let's see. Will there be any ways to add the events to our Google Calendar? Amber says, I think you can add it now. I haven't experimented with that, but I made a change on my on an event. I'm new to I'm learning this system as well because I'm brand new to it. I made a change to one of the last class, the conditions class for anxiety and depression, and it let me know that if I made a change to the time, that I might want to update the people who had added it to their Google Calendar. So that lets me know that it's a yes. I don't know how that's done though, because I haven't gone in there. I'm just, now that she asked that question, that's a good question. I'm a little curious. Let me see if I can, let's see whether or not it's an obvious answer. I'm going to go in there and just try to find that. All right, let's go over here to classes. And let's click on, well, let's see. I can click on here. So add to calendar. Let's see what this does. Yep, right there. All right, so here we go. Sorry. So when you find it, you can click the three dots here, and you can click add to calendar, and you can add it to your Google Calendar, your Apple Calendar, your Outlook Calendar. You can download the file, and then you can sync my calendar. I have not played with that, but the answer is a clear yes, because I went in there and I saw that that's how it's done. I guess I knew that the answer was yes simply because of the error, the message that it gave me before. All right. Jason asked, do you think you would ever create an AI bot chat to help? So the AI bot chat is on the list of what's in development for 2026. Here's the problem. AI bots continue to change. And so I had already started working on a bot, and it told me 2 weeks ago that if I try to publish this bot, I could get shut down because there were medical terms in it. So I need to figure out how to wisely do that. That's the first problem. Meaning I was already in the bot and I was just trying to make changes and duplicate it when I got a message that some new rules had been put in place, and the bot that I made was not going to be in compliance if I started sharing it. So that pissed me off. The other thing is, most of these bots, you have limitations on, you either have to sync it with your AI, or there's limitations. And what I don't want is to put up a bot and then we run out of monthlies and then you can't use it. So there's so many things that I have to weigh, that it's on the list for 2026, but I'm not sure how practical it is until I do a little bit more of a deep dive. All right. All right, going back over here to questions. Amber says, will there be a replay of this recording? Absolutely. Literally everything that I do, there's a replay for. And this replay is available to everybody. Let me show you where that is going to be. Hang on. Let me get out of this. All right. So when you go here to Quantum One Portal live events schedule, you see you have the calendar events here on the left, and then right next to it you have event replays. That's where that's going to be. So we already have one thing in there, and that's the live portal walkthrough that I went through with the members who were already in the old Quantum Wellness portal. So we had an old Quantum Wellness portal, and we just transferred them out of it on Monday. I did a live just like this specifically for those people. I wanted to isolate that live because there are different questions there, because those people had access to the old portal, so I needed to, and they have access to everything. Those people had access to everything in it. So I needed to deep dive a little bit differently than I did this one. This one was a different one because we have a mixture happening of new people and some of those people, but brand new people who have access to only the community version. So I needed to explain that. But when you are over here, when you click on the event replays, that's where you're going to see those replays, and everybody will have access to that. All right. All right. That's the end of that question. Let's see over here whether or not there's anything else. Nope. That looks like that's it. I do not see anybody with their hand up. So I'm proud of myself. It's an hour and 16 minutes. It looks like this will be an hour and 20 minutes total. Everybody who's here, decide how you want to utilize the portal. Realize that this is a community. And however it is that you're realizing it, there's a way to support you here. All right. If you think that you are going to want to take advantage of the referral program, don't just tell people to go to quantumwellnessportal.com. Go inside of your referral and send them your link so that in case they upgrade or they join as a premium member, you will be able to get that credit, assuming you're a premium member. And then this replay, you might be able to send this to them as well in order for them to get a walkthrough. All right. So on Monday, we'll be back. We'll be doing our Meridian class, and the rest of the schedule is up there. All right, I'm just going to look through here one last time to make sure no questions popped up. Sarah says, excellent class and congratulations on 75 minutes. Thank you so much. That's definitely not my norm. All right, and questions over here. Someone asked, can I discuss the app? Thank you, Carol. So the app is called Mighty Networks. I've put in a couple of different places where you go to download the app. This is one of the best apps I've ever seen. I am so not accustomed to apps being as good as the experience on the web. I'm not used to this at all. The Mighty Networks app is awesome. And it will keep you updated. It'll keep you engaged. It'll let you know when the new polls and questions. It'll let you know when new videos are available. And it is just as user-friendly as the overall platform. Mighty Networks is the name of the app. You use your same login, username and password that you used in order to set up your account. You'll have access to literally everything. And the experience, most of it, is just as good. For those of you who were in utilizing the Practice Better app, we can't say that for Practice Better. It was glitchy, and there were other issues in it. And speaking of the Practice Better, let me make this also very, very clear. There are some of you who are working with me personally, meaning you're a client of mine or patient, and you're seeing me as your naturopath. If that is not you, if we're not working together, you and I, you no longer need the Practice Better app. You no longer need to go to Practice Better. You can utilize the fullness of your subscription minus one thing. So glad I think I just looked up and saw Danny. So that's the reason why I even remembered this. Thank you, Danny. There is one thing that's not there. That is our recipes. And if you are one of those people that utilize the recipe collections, the meal plans, in February, we're going to launch a new version of that. For those of you who are brand new, you know what I'm talking about. But we're going to not launch a new version of that blows the one we had out of the water. It's on a whole different level. The new meal plan will have, I believe it's 20,000 recipes that you have access to that you will be able to sort, pull into a meal plan. There's going to be custom meal plans that are already there for you. and they're going to be ways for you to find recipe. You'll be able to make your own recipe collections. You'll be able to make your own recipes there, either by entering them manually, or you'll be able to find one on the web, drop the URL, and just import it into your meal planner, and it remains there just for you. And you will be able to change and sort things on just a level that you did not have access to before. I bit off more than I can chew, so I wasn't able to get that in for phase 1. So I wasn't able to get that in for January 1. But by February 1, you should have access to that as well. So if you're one of those people that utilize the meal plans, you probably want to just keep going back on over to Practice Better for that. If that's not you, you don't need the app anymore. This is our home. We will be here for the long run. But if you're working with me, if I am your naturopath, we will be seeing one another utilizing that app. We will be your protocols when I'm analyzing scans and I'm sending you recommendations. All of that will happen inside of Practice Better. So Practice Better will be used for my naturopathic practice. But if your commitment to me is the membership, this is all you need. You no longer need the other one. All right. So I did forget to mention that last time. All right, everybody. Thank you all. You will find the replay in that section, and I'll try to get it there tonight. Actually, you'll find it there. The schedule for this month is out January. You will not see anything for the last Monday in January. You'll see something for that Friday. That masterclass is that Friday. My conventions start now. 2026 conventions start. So Optimal Health Systems, the main supplement company that I use, we have our first convention the second to the last week, and so that pushes me through Monday. So Monday is a travel day. The last Monday of this month is a travel day, and so that's the reason why there's no class there. In general, if you are a premium member, you can expect some sort of class every single Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if I'm not able to have a class on that Monday, you should expect a makeup class at some point this month. All right. I think that's everything. Thank you all, and I'll see you all soon.